get a brand new console, you take it out of the box and you go, wow, this is the most amazing thing I have ever seen. Because it's new, it's shiny, and it's exactly what you wanted. Sometimes, some of us aren't quite happy with what came out of the box, or maybe we get a couple of years down the line, that casing's looking dented and we feel like it's time to give it a little bit of an upgrade. That's where modifications come in, and modders are part of the backbone of gaming society. Whether that's because you want to hack into the console itself so you can play imported games, whether you want to install your own storage so that you can download as many games as possible, or if you want to completely remake what the console looks like, all of it can be done by mods and modders. Today is a very special list though. It started out as a top 5 console mods of all time, and it's turned into the top 5 most ridiculous console mods of all time. I'm a big fan, I'm really excited. As you can tell by the fact that my hair is a mess and I am in a different location. Who knows, maybe we'll do these more like this from now on. It's a hell of a lot easier to just turn on a webcam than set up like a whole green screen. But you let me know and what you think of my water milk carton. I didn't modify anything, it just came like that. But it's cool, I think let's start with the list. Number 5, Peach's Castle N64. I will freely admit this thing looks a little bit scuffed, to steal a phrase from Lewis. Although I'll also freely admit there is no chance in hell I can make anything half as cool as this thing looks. I'm nowhere near that creative. Based on the version of Princess Peach's Castle from the N64 launch title Super Mario 64, the casing wraps around the base, which is the original console, the original N64. In Mario 64, this locale is the centre of the entire game, with paintings in each of its magical different rooms, the window into a different dimension where Bowser has hidden one of the all-important gold stars. Sadly, this modder didn't have enough time to make an entire dollhouse on top of an N64, so while the shell is there, there are no rooms inside. This fully custom shell N64 first appeared on eBay in 2009. The upper section of the castle can be removed in order to insert game cartridges, but even with the entire thing fully set up, there is still open access for the ventilation so that the console doesn't overheat. With the original listing long gone, the best I have for you is the description of the case's construction from an excerpt on technabob.com. The exterior of the castle has been moulded to look like the bricks and roof tiles, then painted. The mural of Princess Peach is a very detailed mosaic, and the 5 flags around the corners and in the centre are made of cloth. Moulded of what? I couldn't say. Is it clay? Probably clay. I'm gonna go with clay. I don't create. I'm very sorry. If you wanted this masterpiece in 2009, you need to fork out over a total of $100. Today, well, I'd assume it's priceless. Or you can make your own. I have found several videos online of people who have attempted to recreate it. Go check them out. Number 4, the NES Paul. There have been very many mods of the Nintendo Entertainment System, some still to come on our list, but I've seen the photos of this particular project a lot of times. Probably because these were such a commercial success that many were made, not to mention independents who were just modding their own consoles out of fun. Originally, it was a passion project, with the earliest example of this electric guitar mod having been made by Jason Cox, also known online as Zoc, X-O-C. Affectionately called the NES Paul, I genuinely adore this name. This modification broke ground in 2006. Since then, as mentioned, it's become a commercial boom, with custom tech house Get Lo-Fi selling their own version through their website as late as 2011, and more websites doing the same to this day. The original Get Lo-Fi one was $155 a pop, now it's like $500, jeez. In terms of the overall details of the Get Lo-Fi version, buyers have a number of options. The NES casing itself has been hollowed out and lined with poplar wood to give it that guitar-y sound. Can you tell I'm not an expert in musical instruments? Well, an output jack and knobs for both volume and tonal control were also installed on the console. While the NES body is repurposed from unused consoles, the necks are also taken from other, more damaged guitars, meaning that it's really positive for the environment. Repurpose, reuse, recycle. I like a drum kit made out of lots of different consoles. I am also very aware of probably banged this table and made noise on the microphone. Number 3, the NES shoe. It's a shoe with a NES in it. Do you really need me to explain any more than that? or are you already sufficiently blown? Supposedly made by Mobius One Ski, very little is known about this mod. Yes, it is the inside of a shoe, but there's no video footage which documents the fact that it actually works. All we have is this single photo. I would add that as a shoe aficionado. This is not a Nike model that jumps out to me as legitimate, although it is from 2006, which is admittedly out of my range of knowledge. Added to my skepticism about the shell being anything other than a knockoff is the fact that there's only one shoe. No one gonna point that out? Surely you could have made use of the other one. And a huge amount of glue marks around the toe box. That usually indicates it's not quite legit. Regardless, this image was captured at the 2007 Sneaker Pimps gig at the Roseland Ballroom in New York City. So these electronic artists really liked to put on a show then. I wrote that earlier and forgot about it, and I don't think I meant it to be a joke on EA. Well done, Sneaker Pimps. Show them some love. Buy their records. Number 2, the Walle GameCube. I feel like I should try an impression. I also feel like this mod, while requiring incredible execution, does not require much imagination. Walle is notably square, and the GameCube is notably, well, a cube that you game on. But that's not to say I am absolutely in love with this little guy. Not simply a case change, the artist for this one, Martin Blass, and his team encased the entire console inside acrylic, so that when it came time to make some of the finer details of Walle's external appearance, no damage was done to the physical GameCube shell itself. The whole piece was created before the movie even released 13 years ago in 2008, when Blass fell in love with the titular robot based solely on the advanced trailers. And so would you. And you'd fall even more in love if you saw the movie. God, I wish this was more readily available. The base track wheels are from a cheap kid's toy, a little yellow crane, if you can find all the developer notes online, with the console fitted onto some plexiglass on top of those wheels. In order to still have access to the controller ports on the front, but to stay in line with the same ethos of the acrylic shield, a cover was attached to the base with 2 screw hinges. Both the arms and hands, as well as their entire attachment to the main body of the modification, were made of acrylic and plexiglass. Walle's neck is made of a steel piece, a little piece of steel, which has been bent in order to give him his neck, and screwed on to the attached GameCube handle at the back. His head is made of more PVC and metal, while his eyes are little plastic balls that have been halved and then painted from the inside out to retain their shine. Is this a mod? It feels more like an elaborate phone case. What character would you build around your phone? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 1, the NES Toaster. Finnish artist Jarno Kotavupio has made many a console mod, including one that just missed out on this list, a NES turned into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles turtle powered van. But the one we are talking about today, in our number 1 spot, is his recurring passion, the NES Toaster. With a couple of different variants made throughout his career, including one that is a toaster that looks like a NES, and a NES that looks like a toaster, our favourite is the chromed out effect, complete with orange trim and red glowing lights on both the controller and on buttons on the console, creating the impression of a cyberpunk future mismatched toaster and NES, which I would love to play. It's just a straight up console from the distant past of 2015. Technically, this is the 2.0, with the original coming in the far more standard eggshell white and chrome combination, just enough to absolutely confuse your grandmother. I'm going to take a second and pause my teleprompter just to ask, have you seen the video of the old woman using a MacBook as a chopping board? Because she doesn't know what a MacBook is, and it just looks like a chopping board. And I understand this woman greatly. My pen got stuck on my hair. Why do I have a pen? Unlike its footwear compatriot earlier, this modification absolutely does work, as Jarno shows off with a thrilling boot up of DuckTales. Woohoo! And while it doesn't do toast, it does come with covers for your favourite cartridges, designed to make them look like crusty bread. Now, you can let me know, would this be more at home in your front room to confuse your family, or your kitchen to confuse your family. I would totally set up a TV in the kitchen just for this to absolutely flummox everyone. And so I could play NES while I'm waiting on my toast in a different toaster. Oh, I'm gonna get the toaster, the NES that looks like a toaster and the toaster that looks like a NES. Yeah, that's the plan. All of my appliances need to confuse and confound the people I know and love. That's the plan for Sam. That has been our top 5 most ridiculous console mods. Are there any that we might have missed? And is there enough that we can do a part 2? I love doing part 2s for this sort of stuff because these are really weird, funky, and fabulous to find out about. In particular, I really love the number 5. I think that's insane. And the fact that other people on YouTube have copied that idea and made their own. Anyway, I've been Sam from R-CADE Glasgow. If you've enjoyed this video, if you want to see me and the cast and crew of R-CADE playing some games, we can do it live over on twitch.tv/R-CADE Glasgow or on twitch.tv/R-CADE2. You could also go to the R-CADE Glasgow store at arcadeglasgow.com/shop if you want to go and buy some goodies. Those are goodies that we've made, but it's also goodies that other people have made and we've modded. So go and check out the R-CADE Glasgow store, and if you want to get a little bit of extra content from me and the gang, well, just go to patreon.com/R-CADE Glasgow and support. If you're in the top 2 tiers, you get a load of bonus video content. I've been Sam from R-CADE Glasgow, and this has been another fun list. The lactose intolerance is really hitting me.